Would you love to deepen your spiritual connection and create a conscious shift in your life? Do you seek answers to the human experience? Well, welcome to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. It's a 2-hour safe haven for your questions and Spirit's answers, and you can transform your life. Right now on WHFS in Tampa and WWNN in South Florida, Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium who can assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. For the next 2 hours, listen and call in toll-free, 888-565-1470, 888-565-1470, and watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and share love and light.
There Yes, indeed. There's a light right here on WHFS and WWNN. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and we are answering your questions live. You ask a question, Spirit's got an answer. And tonight we're going to explore where life can take us. You know, it's a journey, and every journey has its bumps in the road. And I would say that we've all navigated some bumps in recent times. But as we look to the future, what is your vision? What is your thought? What would you love for the world to be like? I know some people are like, just take me back to the way it was. You know, I could hear that song, The Way We Were. And that makes me think, well, we're not going back there anytime soon. And then I heard this song in my head. I really feel like my angels and my guides were singing to me the other day. And they were singing the song, Name your price, a ticket to paradise. And it's a song that talks about love, and love is the answer. Light of the world, shine on me. Love is the answer. And it made me think that, you know, each one of us, we have our own special paradise, even in the midst of this, well, craziness. But there's a price sometimes we have to pay for the paradise. And are you willing to pay the piper? Are you willing to put the time in, the thought process, the visualizations, the intentions, the, well, things you have to do to keep yourself sane and safe in this time? What are you willing to do to manifest and shift and make a change in your life? I want to ask you all that because think about what is the thing that you could change. What's in your power? There's so many things that are not in our power at this time. I know that many people are feeling restricted and powerless, and they're just not feeling free. But it's a difficult time to navigate in the world. So how do you look at the script that's out there in the world and do what you need to do in your life to adhere to what is necessary for yourself and for your family, whatever your choices may be? But how do you choose to create that vibe of joy and harmony? How do you create something different? You know, unfortunately, we've gone through many changes. And as they were talking about 9/11 on the news this week, as they do every year as the anniversary, I was looking back at the 20 years that have spanned. And it's been an interesting time. And whether people realize it, things changed dramatically then as well. And we're going through another dramatic change. And as we go through changes, we are always reminded that there are things that are out of our control and that we are not always in the safe container that we would like to be in everywhere we go and with everything that we do. And so now we're creating our own little safe containers of, you know, protecting ourselves and masking, not masking, whatever the story is with all of that. And as you move yourself in the journey of what is good for you, have you stopped to think about how you can find that joy in the middle of what seems like a chaotic, difficult time that is so unexpected? If you had said to anybody last year that you would wake up one day and life would be the way you'd known it to be, and then somebody would be talking about something that seems horrific, but, you know, it's not quite setting in. You're like, okay, there's what going on? Okay. And then bam, in a matter of days after that, the world as you knew it would stop dead in its tracks. And so for many people, when it stopped dead, the first thought was, okay, it's going to be a couple of weeks and then everything will go back to normal. And then 2 months in, everyone was saying, when are things going to go back to normal? And that was what people were looking to recapture, to regain, to go back to the past. And the past is, well, not here for us to access anymore. It's only in our experiences of what we remember from that. And it also makes you look at the fact that there were many things we all took for granted. There are many things we perhaps were not appreciative of. There's a lot of gratitude to be felt for all the experiences we've had and the things we were doing and able to do at the time. And we're in this experience of growing as spiritual beings in a time that is being ruled by conditions in the world. And if you are of the world, then it's difficult to stay connected to the divine, because everything that's going on in the world is ruling your thoughts, your emotions, how you interpret what's happening, and how you can survive and be in this fight or flight mode. And when you're of the divine, it doesn't mean that you don't adhere to rules of the world, but it doesn't govern your thoughts and emotions. It doesn't dictate how you feel inside. The rules of the world are guidelines, but the divine has universal laws that govern the entire universe. And when you're aligned with that force of energy and that energy to manifest and create, you are rendered powerful, as opposed to feeling powerless, as many of us have felt throughout this experience since 2020. And so now we are recalculating our own individual routes. We're redesigning how we interpret our life and trying to find joy in other things. Some people have said they found time in family time, or having playing board games, learning to do more activities outside. Maybe they weren't very outdoorsy, and so suddenly people are outdoors. I see more people riding bicycles and spending time in a different way. And you have to imagine that even though we may not understand the circumstances and the whole story behind how we ended up where we are, because I'm sure there's a good story behind all that, but there's a higher price, a higher power. There's a bigger payout for us if we just line up with the divine. The power that we have is infinite, and the power that we have to reconstruct experiences for ourselves so that we can stay in harmony and stay in balance. You know, the key to staying healthy is staying balanced, is staying in alignment, is maintaining a inner peace and finding joy, happiness and joy. Why is it they say that laughter is the best medicine? A lot of us weren't laughing in 2020. We were like, holy crow, what just happened? I mean, we were like, dun, dun, dun. We were thinking it was like the scene from a horror movie. And there's so many movies that were built around thoughts and ideas that this might be a story one day, but no one ever thinks the movie's going to come to pass. It's a movie. Or was it? Like, you got to ask yourself some questions. So no matter what's going on around you, it's an opportunity to look inside and find your connections and review the memories of what really brought you joy and how you can reevaluate that and reinterpret it into today's times. And look over those memories and pictures of being with family and remember the power of love. Love is the answer. Love is a power that has the power to heal and transform and shift and change so many things in our life. It has the power to bring you joy and to create a bond that becomes invincible if it is truly born of the heart and not born in the fantasy or the idea of what love should be, but of what is a connection, a commitment, a powerful expression of admiration and empathy and kindness and gratitude and an open heart, allowing people to be who they are. You know, there's the story of love is patient, love is kind. We have to remember that love is a key to open up the doors of a new way of being, regardless of the world that we knew, that now has changed, that we are not capable of changing or recalibrating it to go back into time so that we could have the way it was. We are in this energy of we are self-contained. And that was part of the reason of the isolation from the divine point of view. It gave you a time of expression and creativity. Even if you talk to some of the artists, the recording artists, they wrote some of their best material. They were able to do such amazing work during the lockdown, the shutdown, because they couldn't be driven by distraction. And so now we are being asked to step out of distraction and remain in this energy of oneness and creativity and the universal flow. So set your intentions. 2021, 3 blinks of an eye, it'll be done. And I know some of us are saying, well, thank God, because it was 2020 part 2, but it was still another opportunity to grow. And we got to trust that there's a force, there's a power that's going to shift and change some of the story, and things will find a better way of being. But you have the power to interpret it within your experience in a way that is harmonious and loving and kind and joyful, and in the power and the energy of faith and truth. Because it is the faith and the truth that will always set you free, and the power of love that will sustain you. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then, of course, I want to hear from you live right here in Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. We're on WHFS, 1010 AM, 92.1 and 103.1, and we're also broadcasting on WWNN, 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. We're answering your questions. Stay with us. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Before I walk through the door, do you know me?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470. Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
We've got a feeling you'll want to listen to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 p.m. for insightful, intuitive messages on WHFS. Sarah Spiritual is a spiritual advisor and transformational coach who will assist you. Join Sarah Spiritual for a powerful hour of life's questions and Spirit's answers. I've got a feeling you'll love Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, 6 to 7 p.m. Wednesday. Got the feeling? Just call 888-565-1470.
You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Back here live on WHFS and WWNN, and we are answering your questions on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and we are going to go to the phone lines. If you'd like to join the conversation or ask your question, call us at 888-565-1470. And I'm going to go to Massachusetts. I've got Pamela on the line. Pamela, how are you doing?
Sarah. I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for asking.
You're welcome. My pleasure. Good to make a connection with you. This is a interesting time of a balancing act for you. How can I help you today?
Well, you're right. It really is. And I called for one specific question, but first I want to say I love that you sing. And every time when you pull out the songs that go back to the 70s, that just lights me up. So I just want to say thank you. I just love your energy. So I'm so appreciative of that.
Well, I appreciate your saying that. And I just love when my guides just tell me all these little crazy things in my head. And I'm like, what the? Because I'm driving and they're like, name your price. There's no radio on. I'm going, okay, dudes, like, what are we talking about? Like, what? You know, I was like, and so then they continue to sing to me, and I was like, all right, I got to remember that one. That was a good one. So, Pamela, how can we help you navigate life today?
Well, there's something that I'm still working on, and I've talked to you, but it's been several months, and this is still in progress.
Yes.
Where I need outside assistance. I'm doing my part. I'm taking this as far as I can take it.
Correct.
And now I need helpers with specialization and expertise, shall we say. And I've been communicating with multiple different people on this front, trying to find the person. And in some cases, I don't get return phone calls. In some cases, I get engaged in conversation, and then for whichever reason, because it's not a match, I don't know, it doesn't pan out. So there's one particular person that I've been in on and off dialogue with for almost 2 months now, I guess, since part of summer, middle of summer.
Got it.
And I'm wondering, it's very funny because the universe is saying, I don't know if they're teaching me patience or what's going on here, but every time kind of we have an appointment, there's a little bit of a glitch that moves it off a little bit. And I know this person's very busy because they're very good at what they do. So this is my long-winded question, but is this person that I'm referencing with you going to be available to help me with their expertise, with this time-sensitive need that I have?
Their schedule is very full at this time. But they are intrigued in the situation, and they're trying to see how they can best, let's say, represent you and be your voice box. It is not only time sensitive, but it is also a difficult matter because although it seems black and white, we know that someone could really look to find the ambiguity and say, well, we were justified in our choice, therefore your opinion and your interpretation of what happened doesn't matter to us. So knowing that, this individual is listening for your truth, following your authenticity, gathering additional information, and then allowing it to just sit and be. Now, I'm going to tell you what the angels are saying about this story that you're in the middle of. This, oh my goodness, it's like a saga. In this saga, regardless of whether this person takes the opportunity to be your voice, I want you to know that what is not done by man will be rectified in a spiritual sense. There will be a compensation or something will translate back to you that will be beneficial. This is not just about someone being your voice, assisting you in a matter to balance out the scales. This experience for you is a soul experience that is here to, you made a joke about teach you patience, but it's not about that. Patience is a great thing to learn, one we can all learn. But for you on a soul level, it is standing up and finding your voice and speaking of injustices and not allowing yourself to be run over as you have many times before, not just in this lifetime, but in other lifetimes, which you may not have a memory of, but this is what they're showing me. So there's a soul experience here that is going to be advantageous to you nonetheless. But I will tell you this. This person would not talk to you once, twice, 3 times, coming on to 4 times now. They would not speak with you that often if they weren't really trying to see how they could fit it in their schedule and how they could best position the story to avoid that I don't know, deep crevice of ambiguity and then have the whole thing come to nothing. Does this make sense to you?
That makes perfect sense, Sarah, and that is what my intuition is telling me, that this person would not have invested this much time, even though it's not a lot of time, if they were not sincerely trying to assist me. So
Exactly.
that makes perfect sense. I guess I'm just growing nervous because I really am hopeful that they will do this with me.
Well, then take the hope out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Believe that the intention is that if it's for your highest good, it is already done in the spirit, in the realm. Therefore, it will manifest in the physical. If not, someone greater or better than this individual will step forth. And if no one steps forth, then in the holding pattern of a man-made timeline, the universe will have a surprise for you. I have never seen a battle begun that did not have many lessons to be learned along the way, regardless of the outcome. Wait and see.
I'm sorry, you said wait?
Wait and see. Wait and see.
Okay, so I take no more action.
You take no more action except for a thank you and to see if they have a recommendation, if they're capable of next steps. And we know Mercury is going to retrograde on the 26th if you're in California, and on the 27th if you're in the East Coast, so the West and the East. So basically by the 27th, we really need to know if this is going to move forward in any direction with this individual.
So the way we left this, we had a conversation scheduled for last week. They had an emergency, and they said we would talk yesterday, and that didn't happen. But with what you just shared with me, it makes perfect sense that they are still engaging in their own process. I sent them a quick little email note today.
Perfect.
And then it's just for me to release.
Exactly. Let it be.
Oh,
Let it be.
thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for following the show. I greatly appreciate it. Bye for now.
Oh, I love you.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. 888-565-1470. Well, from Massachusetts, we're going to skip on down. I got Janet, and Janet is in Connecticut. Janet, how are you tonight?
Oh, good. How are you?
I'm doing
Thank
great,
you.
Janet. What is your question for us
Yes,
tonight?
I was wondering, I have two questions. The first one is, how are things going to go in relationships this fall?
In the energy of creating relationship, this is what you ask for me, please?
No, in relationships in general.
Family relationships?
No, romantic relationships.
A birthday of a person you want to give to me?
February 19th,
Okay, year?
45.
You have another birthday for me?
Nope, that's it.
Well, then that should answer your question, right? So this energy here does not seem to flow in a way that is conducive to make you feel secure. Does that make sense to you?
Yep.
Okay. So there is no question there, Janet.
Okay, and what
You know-
about family?
Family, well, that in itself, knowing what I know, that's a whole nother question. That is a family that is a very unique dynamic, and with that unique dynamic of family, one never knows what's going to happen in your family. So,
All right, and what about finances?
okay.
How about that?
So, for your family, I would say get some popcorn because it's always an interesting show going on in your family.
Right.
So, finances, I feel like there's a little bit of an increase that's supposed to come for you this end of the year here. So I feel like there's some influx of money. Are we looking to work on a project or something here, Janet?
No, not really. I'm just wondering how my luck is going to be.
Okay, there's an
It's
influx
been
at
that
the
great lately.
okay, influx at the end of the year. So I feel like that will be the time because it doesn't seem to be as a result of work. It's a result of like a little influx of money. So just trust that there'll be some extra money for you. All right, Janet? Thank you so
right,
much
thank
for
you
listening
very
to the
much.
show. I greatly appreciate it. Bye for now.
All right, have a great night.
You
Thank
too. 888-565-1470. We are going to go back to the phone lines. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and we are going to go to Florida. I've got Kenneth on the line. Kenneth, how are you tonight?
Good, yourself?
I'm doing well, Kenneth. Good to connect with you. This has definitely been a interesting time for you. There's been a lot a lot of movement, a lot going on, a lot of things out of your control. This also makes sense to you, yes?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Kenneth, what is your question for me, please?
Now, the question is, I'm concerned about my granddaughter's health and the problem that she's having. And with she's at the doctor's up in Connecticut. I wish she was back here with me now, but she's up to Connecticut again.
Right.
And I'm just wondering about her medical problems that she's having. She's seeing doctors, and I can't get an answer. Maybe the spirit or somebody could relate something to me.
Well, I'm not a doctor, so I can't officially diagnose, but I am made aware of lower intestinal tract, digestive system. I actually feel like a lot of this is more or less stress-induced. And I feel as if, not that it's all in her head, but I just feel from that energy that there's a stressor that is kind of creating some angst, and it's hitting her in a weak spot, which is her digestive tract. I don't believe they're going to find anything of severity, so I really feel she needs to make some better choices in some food, some alternate relaxation, and kind of go back to what was working for her when she was feeling better, Kenneth.
Mm-hmm. She was a lot better when she was here than she's up in Connecticut.
Yes, she was doing magnificently, but you know what? It's a process. It's a journey. You know, we've all had to weigh out pros and cons of things, and sometimes we need to revisit the past to really be sure whether it works for us or not. And now she's got herself embroiled in some aspects that are creating uncertainty, are creating angst, are kind of setting her back. She's being made aware of that. She's a very smart girl. So in this process, I can assure you, Kenneth, that she will come to some reasonable conclusions when she finds it within her own power to put herself first.
Would it have anything roughly to do with losing one of her favorite pets we had down here? Would it have anything to do with it?
It may have to do with that. That may have triggered something for her as well, because there was a loss of a pet. Please.
Yeah, we
Yes.
lost one of our pets.
Yes.
And I got a new one. Hopefully, it'll take its place for her when she gets back, if she
Okay.
gets back.
Yes. Well, I know the loss did trigger something, and that pet is very much around the family too. And that was a recent loss, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So very much around you. And Kenneth, you have to worry about taking care of self too. I don't really want to use the word worry. You need to be attentive to self. That's a better word for me to use. And follow the protocol to make sure that you're in the best optimum health as well. All right?
Yeah, well, I'm working on that, but I've been having a lot of problems with people down here that's making trouble for me and my family, and it's upsetting me. It's causing a lot of serious problems I don't think is necessary.
Mm-hmm. Well, those things are from the point of view of the people who are close to you in that arena, in that area, in that home environment, that will work itself out. And as that begins to come to a close, you'll be able to put more attention on you. But do not allow that disruption to be a distraction to take you away from your health. You need to put yourself first in this storyline and let the drama unfold, because it'll work itself out. Thank you so much, Kenneth, for calling. I greatly appreciate it. And thank you for following the show. Much love to you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye for now. Bye. 888-565-1470. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're going to go back to the phone lines to answer your questions about life and whatever Spirit has to offer you. And we're also going to go to our friends on Facebook and YouTube. Go to Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. Be sure to pop your question in the feed. We'll be getting to you when we get back. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Do you know me? Do I know you? Have we met before?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470. Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
We are back here live on WHFS and WWNN, and we're answering your questions right here at 888-565-1470. And we're going to go back to the phone lines, but first we have to visit our friends on Facebook and see if we have a Facebook question or a YouTube question. We're going to pop on over to Facebook. We've got Lourdes Sanchez. She says, hey, making a huge change. The Messages to Signs started in November and will come to fruition 9/15. So how does it look? It is time to change, Lourdes Sanchez, and it is the time for you to choose things that make you feel good. What's that song? If it makes you happy, it couldn't be that bad. If it makes you happy, you can't be that bad. So follow that path of joy, harmony, and freedom is the other word I hear. Freedom. I hear that in my head, and I know, Lourdes Sanchez, you're making the right choice. I actually feel like there'll be a momentum and a rhythm that will be more enjoyable, easier to manage, and more lucrative on the other side. So thank you so much, Lourdes Sanchez. Clear the decks, 9:15, out you go, life brings the change, and up you go for that. Thanks so much for your question. Pulling another one from Facebook or on YouTube on our Sarah Spiritual page. Let's see who we've got here. We got Amber Downey. She says, I've not been feeling well, and the doctors haven't figured it out. Any insight? Well, I'm not a doctor, cannot diagnose you, but I will tell you this. Energetically, I will tell you that you've been going through a lot of major spiritual shifts and changes and expansion. But I see that there's a lot of lethargy, a tiredness, an achiness, and overall not feeling well from head to toe. When I see this energy, it makes me feel as if perhaps you need to kind of align yourself, perhaps clear the energy in the chakras, clear your physical energy by some spiritual bathings and some shifts and changes. Be sure to message me, Amber Downey. I'll give some suggestions of some things that you can do. We want to remove ourselves from energies that are low vibration, people who are kind of draining your energy, and we want to show you how to kind of clear that up so that you can lift yourself moving forward. I can say that I do feel that there's something underlying inside that they may have to regulate. It's something that might be off in a level. But that's for the doctors to find out. Again, I can't diagnose, but I do know that from an energy point of view, we could do a little cleaning up. Thanks so much, Amber Downey, for your Facebook question. And with that question, we're going to pop on over to El Paso, Texas. I've got Alfred on the line. Let's see what's going on there. Alfred, how are you doing?
Thank you. Good afternoon, Sarah. Thank you for taking my call. Everything is good. Just nice, hot, and dry here.
Hot and dry, but I know there was kind of crazy weather flying through around, so you guys were unscathed from that, so that's always good to hear. Alfred, so what's your question for us tonight?
Oh, just if any guides or anybody's trying to, my guides or angels trying to reach out to me.
Well, Alfred, let me just tell you, the first thing that they make me aware of here is that this is a time of kind of stepping back into your personal power. I kind of feel like maybe you were kind of slowed down and shut down at one period last year, yes? And it kind of slowed up your mood. And I'm not saying that you're depressed, but I'm going to say that you were feeling a little down. You weren't your usual go-get-'em kind of self. And I feel like this year is your year of self-care, self-care, self-worth, self-power, and kind of getting back into a rhythm that makes you feel fulfilled. I do see around you the Archangel Gabriel, and Archangel Gabriel is representing inspiration. So getting inspired of a action, a program, something you put together, working with children, youth, teenagers, that would make you feel fulfilled would be most advantageous. I'm also being told that you two have been working on some healing of yourself, your physical healing. Is that true? Are we working on some health issues, Alfred, this year?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so Archangel Raphael makes me aware that we need to continue to work on that. So in that little setback, we want to make sure that we can get back to optimum health, the self-care that they spoke of when I first started to speak with you. And I want you to know that you're very well protected, loved, and guarded by family members as well. Mother energy, father energy steps forward. Both are on the other side, correct?
Correct.
Okay. They are there in the power of the energy with you, supporting you in this journey. It will be a slow time for you in these next 2 months, but then expect the rhythm of life, the rhythm of how you feel, the rhythm of this inspiration to inspire you to step into something new, a new project, to really become more prevalent at the end of November in this 2021 time. And then 2022 is all about finding this rhythm and balance for yourself that is going to open up an opportunity for you to do something more in a project that you're passionate about. And then I also see some travel coming for you in 2022, Alfred. So thank you so much for calling and following the show. I greatly appreciate it. Bye for now.
All right. Thank you so much, Sarah.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Bye. 888-565-1470. We're going to go back to the phone lines. And from El Paso, Texas, well, I got to go to New York, New York. It's a heck of a town. And I got Kamini on the line. Kamini, how you doing?
I'm okay, Sarah. How are you?
Good. It is a real powerful time for you to really build new community and network here. I really want you to focus on stepping outside of your circle, outside of your box, and doing things that make you feel better about you, better about where you are, and also kind of shine a light on where you could go or what you could do next as you begin to find a new life, a new picture for yourself. Your birthday is going to be very powerful for you from the energy, because your birthday opens up this new paradigm, this new life that you're going to be creating. And it's kind of letting go of a lot of the old fears and losing this sense of stagnation and not having power over your own destiny. And you've felt powerless in the past 2 years, and now it's about kind of taking back that power and really claiming the vision of what you want your life to be, Kamini. And also working on your health a little bit more as this tail end of 2021 approaches. Does this make sense to you?
Yeah, it all does, actually.
Perfect. And as I open up the energy for you to move into 2022, don't be afraid. You know, I hear a song in my head for you as well. I am woman, hear me roar, in numbers too big to ignore. So it's about being powerful, and you're going to really overcome some of the obstacles. You know, sometimes when we face our fears, fear of the unknown, yeah, that's the worst fear. That's the fear that is, well, freezes us, just stops us dead in our track. Like, what's going to happen? I don't know what the future looks like. Let that go, because you cannot stay in a continuum of dissatisfaction, a continuum of stagnation, a continuum of feeling powerless, and expect anything to shift and change. So we find the power to look beyond and say, even though I don't know, I know I'll be all right. Even though I don't know, I know I will be all right. And this helps us overcome those fears.
Yeah.
Is there a thought and an idea that we're going to move in 2022, please?
Well, I want to move, but
Okay.
you said 2022,
Mhm.
so that's near.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know how. Like you said, just think positive and all's going to
Yes.
work out.
It will. It will.
The only thing I wanted to ask you, I don't know
Yes.
if it's the right time to ask, but do you see a relationship with someone coming up, or no, or not the right time?
Not the time, because you're not in the right place to attract what you want. But I will tell you this, that when I fast forward you into 22, I can't believe we're talking 2, right? We got a whole bunch of twos running around. When I move you into that energy, what I do see is I feel that April, May, June, this opens up this energy of relationship time. Not relationship of the past, new relationship energy, new beginning, fresh start. So we have to get ourselves into the position where we are open and receptive for that. And this is what I see coming for you. But we need to implement change by first taking back our power, believing things are possible, even though we don't know how. The how is up to God. And in the process of allowing God to work through you and open up doors and let things just fall into place, you'd be surprised what could happen.
Okay.
All right, Kamini, thank you so much for calling. We greatly appreciate it.
Thank you, Sarah.
You're
Bye.
welcome. Bye for now. 888-565-1470. And I've got to go to Connecticut again. We've got Anna on the line. Anna, how are you?
How are you?
I'm doing great, Anna. Is this your first time calling the show?
Oh, no, I've called before, I think up months ago.
All right, great. So what is your question for us?
I'm actually in a state of confusion. I just got a lot going on, and I just need some guidance from Spirit.
Okay. So what is your question? Because when we're in
Okay.
confusion, of which God is not the
Confusion
author
away
of, then we don't really know the right question to ask. But I want to see what you feel is your most pertinent question at this time.
Confusion between work, confusion regarding work, and I just kind of want to completely change things around.
Yep. So I have here on the paper, work, leave. Just like that.
Leave.
Leave. But of course you
But-
can't leave. You got to pay your bills.
Yeah, exactly.
But we got your attention, and that's what we were trying to do. We want to leave work. We want to do something else. We are not feeling fulfilled where we are. This is true, yes? So we are thinking we want to leave, but we don't know where to go or what that looks like and how we would do that. And we're realizing that we're kind of caught in a circle or a trap, like we're a gerbil in the wheel. We don't know how we're going to get ourselves out of that. But you will leave work. This year for you, as I look at the energy, this year is going to most certainly represent you thinking in a way that's more creative and envisioning yourself doing something different. And 2022, end of 2021 into 2022 really, is going to give you some new opportunities. It's to give thought and consideration what would you like to do that doesn't make you feel trapped, put upon. I don't feel like you're being honored. I don't feel like you're being valued at the job. I feel like it's a negative, a toxic environment. Does this make sense to you?
Yeah, it's a lot of sick people.
Yes. And so I feel like there's a different place for you to go, a different role you can play in another job, but it's not time to leave, but you will leave. So set your intention with, I'm going to leave. I want to go somewhere else. I want to do something else. and begin to fantasize, daydream. As I was saying in the opening of the show, sometimes we have to look beyond the conditions of the world and kind of daydream with the divine and think, if I could do anything, what would I love to do? And let the universe take care of it for you. Let the pieces start to fall into place, Anna.
Okay.
Okay? The money will come, because I feel like there's increase that's also meant to come to you. So we need increase as well, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Stuck and stagnant. But this will change. When I move you into 2022, if you do take the time to write down the aspects of work and things you want, you will feel like you're in a much different place. You will feel much more rewarded in what you're doing. And that will offer you all that you need. Okay?
Okay.
All right, my dear. Focus, focus, focus. Everything else will fall into place, but I know the dissatisfaction at work is really a trickle down in all aspects of your life.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much,
Thank
Anna,
you.
for calling us back. We greatly appreciate it. Bye for now.
Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome. 888-565-1470. I really want to hear from you. Do you have a question? Is there something on your mind? Are you navigating a crossroad or some confusion? Well, we sure hope that you listen to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah every Wednesday night from 6 to 8 p.m. right on WHFS, 1010 a.m., 92.1 and 103.1. And for my friends who are hanging on the east side of South Florida, well, guess what? We love the fact that we're on WWNN 1470 AM, 96.9 and 95.3. We're so excited to connect with all of you every Wednesday night. And if you're listening in Tampa, we love to have you continue listening with us. You can follow us on iHeartRadio, go to WWNN, or pop onto my Sarah Spiritual Facebook page or my YouTube page to watch the rest of the show live as we continue our second hour on WWNN. And you want a personal session with me? Visit sarahspiritual.com, and I would love to chat with you. For now, we're going to close out of our first hour, and then we're going to go to our second hour in just a bit. Bye for now, Tampa. Stay with us, South Florida. We'll be right back.
Shines down upon me, and there's a light that brightens up my.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope. Phone lines are open at 1-888-565-1470. That's 1-888-565-1470.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Whether
Do you believe in love? up your heart, and love that makes the world come alive. Do you believe in love? The kind that stands the test of time, the kind that opens up your mind and makes you realize who you are. Oh, do you believe in love? And make it something that you are. Do you believe that love conquers all? Are you ready for love? Do you believe in love? Love can move a mountain. Love can heal a heart. Love can make it happen no matter what it is. Do you believe? Do you believe in love? The kind the stories tell. Do you believe? Do you believe in love? The other day, I sat alone, and I realized you're not here. I used to to pick up the phone and tell you how my day was. I miss you.
Loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up. This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Welcome back to the second hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussions and to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. We have another hour to listen and call in. 888-565-1470. 888-565-1470. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube. And you can share the love and light.
Yes, indeed, there's a light that shines down upon me right here on WWNN, 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. And we're so glad to have you joining us. And we sure hope our friends from WHFS popped on over to continue listening. And we have our friends on Facebook and on YouTube on the Sarah Spiritual page. If you're just joining us, you're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. And we are taking your phone calls at 888-565-1470. But we've got some things, drum roll, coming up. And those would be some of our classes. We've got our first class of our fall session, and that is going to be our fabulous class about cord cutting. Do you feel as if you've got some other people's energy, you have repetitive patterns, you find yourself thinking about other people that you've since dislodged from, disconnected, and you thought you were done, but next thing you know, they're creeping in your mind? We want you to be a part of our cord cutting class and learn how to clear your energy, remove other people's energies, impressions in your energetic blueprint, and clear and disconnect from the past. We're going to have a very powerful class with some information of how to, and then a powerful exercise to clear it up. Let's pull out some cords. Let's get those cords on out. So that's going to be Tuesday night, next Tuesday, 9/14, and that's at 7:30 p.m., and the cost of that class is only $13. Sure hope you join us. Go to sarahspiritual.com. But then the following week, we've got another class on Tuesday night, and that is 9/21 on 2021, and it is the conscious shift. Are you ready to make a conscious shift? Are you ready to learn the new rules of the game and how to manifest and shift your energy and create from this new vibration and how to lift your energy? We're going to talk about the difference between what we are and where we are now as to where we've been and how we can make this conscious shift, not just for ourselves, but for all mankind. And this class is going to open up the doorways of new possibilities for you, and the cost of this class is only $11, and it is at 7:30 p.m. I sure hope you join me for the conscious shift, how to navigate this world change. And then we've got another class following week, and that is October, and we are on October 5th. That is our chakra class. Teach you how to balance and clear your chakras and learn all about the chakra system so that you can be in divine alignment and get all of your energy meridians working perfectly. You know, it's just like your car. If you don't take care of the basic and get your car tuned up, if you're not tuning up your energy, you'll find you're depleted. And that leads to malaise, disease, being tired, grumpy. We don't want that in our experience. Let's clean up those chakras. Join me October 5th, 21, and that class is only $12. I sure look forward to seeing you at the chakra class. Go to sarahspiritual.com where you can learn more about all three of these fabulous classes. And we're going to go back to the phone lines at 888-565-1470. We seem to be getting around. I'll tell you, we're like all over the place. But I'm going to go to Anna. Anna is in Milwaukee. Anna, how are you tonight?
I'm good, Sarah. How are you?
I'm doing great, Anna. And is this your first time calling the show?
No, Sarah, I've talked to you a few times.
All right, great. And Anna, what is your question for us?
Well, I've had a lot happen in the last couple of weeks, just some ups and downs, and trying to make new things out of nothing. I just need a little guidance to know what is happening and where am I going.
So the first thing they make me aware of is that you've been out of balance for the past 8 months. So we're going to take you back probably like around February of 2021. And so all of this is kind of pulling out, like you're feeling the world's crumbling down around you and you're trying to hold up what you think still remains, and it's not holding up too well. And I gather that's what you mean by trying to make something out of nothing, yes?
Yes.
I also feel as if I hear that song, The Cheese Stands Alone. I feel like you're standing alone and you don't have all the right people around you. Well, I do think for whatever reason, we just lost Anna in Milwaukee, so we're going to hold that thought. I'm going to ask Spirit to hold that energy for us. And we're going to pop back on the phone lines, and then we'll hopefully get our wonderful Anna in Milwaukee back so we can finish that conversation, because Spirit was real sure to go somewhere really good for her. But in the meantime, we're going to go to Bernetta. Bernetta is in Illinois. We are getting around tonight. My goodness. Bernetta, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great, Bernetta. Good to make a connection with you. Is this your first time calling the show?
Yes, it is.
Well, welcome. How did you hear about the show?
An aunt of mine.
Well,
she had asked me to listen in and give you a call.
Well, wonderful. I'm glad if we can be of service to you. Tell your aunt I said thank you greatly. I've got to tell you, my dear, that if you feel like you need to make a shift, you feel like you need to make a change, you want to move, you want to take yourself out of the circle of friends you're in and find a new circle and create new community, network, and kind of reinvent yourself with a, I got a new attitude. Now's the time for you to do it, Bernetta, because what you were doing wasn't working. Time to make the change. Does this make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
You keep doing the same thing, expect a different result, girl, you're one step away from nuts.
Yes, that is correct.
And you're feeling frustrated by life and frustrated by people, too. Like, my spirit guys are like, oh, my God, she's pulling her hair out. She's, like, ready to scream because nobody's paying attention and hearing your truth, and that's not being acknowledged. And I feel like you feel as if you're being dismissed. Yes?
Yes.
You have a love question for me, honey?
Yes.
Yeah, I know, because that would make me want to scream and pull my hair out, too, because I'm just taking a good look at what I see. I'm like, Lord, Jiminy Crickets, how's she putting up with that?
Absolutely. So the love question is the person that I'm in a relationship now, is he the one?
Oh, Lord. What's his birthday?
4/22/86.
Okay. So let's talk about the wounds here. Here we have a wounded person, yes?
Yes.
Okay. And I know, Bernetta, you're going to fix him. You're going to just patch him up, and you're going to just get him right where you need him to be. But it's not that simple, because he doesn't want to be fixed right now. He's not in a good place because life is not going the way he wanted to go. He feels like he should have more. Life should have a better flow for him as for work and business. I'm feeling that he's feeling frustrated, yes? And I feel as if when I take him back about 8 years, things were complicated for him. So that's going to take us around to the 2012 time. Do you know anything if he was going through a rough time at that time, personally?
Yes.
Okay. So from that energy that Spirit makes me aware of, in that time frame of that shift, he's trying to reinvent. And you get to, this is you. You are the wind beneath my wings. But if the man don't want to fly, he can't fly.
Right.
So here I feel like he has great connection with you. There is great connection between the two of you. He has to get out of the way. Is he the one? I can't tell you he's the one, because you've already decided that you believe he's the one. You just need to change him a bit. Correct?
Okay.
You want to change him.
Yeah, 'cause not change him, but of course everybody wants to change when they're in a relationship.
Right.
But he has said that I am the one and he wants to be with me.
Mm-hmm. But you have to decide he's the one.
Okay.
Okay? You have to make sure, and hear what I'm going to say to you. Because notice, he's going through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You have your hands full.
Yeah.
And you got a lot of balls in the air. So you have to ask yourself, can this individual give me, love me the way I want to be loved in this experience? And can he go beyond his wounds inside of him and rise above that? And can we become a team? Will he have my back?
Right.
And if you feel the answer there is yes, then that answer will be yes. What I see here for him is this time, as I look into the energy here, very interesting. I see this time of he's trying to reinvent himself and be more creative so he can have a more success in the world. Is this true?
Yeah.
Okay. Once he gets this going a little bit more, he'll be a little bit easier to maneuver, and I'm going to use the word deal with, because I feel like sometimes you're like, oh, he's not listening. Oh, he's not hearing me. He's not paying attention, right? But he says he wants to be with you. So you have to allow him to show you. And this time for him to make commitments to form a union, an official union, be it engagement, marriage, whatever that will look like for the two of you, whatever your story is meant to be. That is a 2022 time. So, girl, I want you to get out the popcorn. And I want you to watch the show. And I want you to ask yourself, is this the experience I want? And can this make me feel safe, valued, and loved? Now, of course, you have to love yourself first. And the difficulty I see between both of you is that you're hooking into each other's wounds. Because when I take you back to when you were 12, that was a difficult time for you, Bernetta. Does this make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So you have your wounds to heal as well. So as we both are evolving, we need to make sure we're on the same page. That's why you're going to eat popcorn and see what he does to show that he's willing to be part of the team. Because there's no I in team. Okay?
Right.
Bernetta, if you feel compelled, I would love the opportunity to have a session with you. Go to my website, sarahspiritual.com. I would love to explore a little bit more of what makes you tick and how you could step into your dreams, because there's a lot of great, powerful things coming for you. You're actually meant to inspire and assist others. So I do hope to have that opportunity to have that conversation with you in the future.
Absolutely. I would definitely do so.
All right.
I have another question.
Yes.
My finances, my finances, I want to start my own, move forward in my own business as a notary signing agent. And I mean, I like my job. I've been there for 5 years, but I just don't feel valued there.
This is why I want to have a session with you.
Okay.
Because you need to reinvent yourself beyond just being a notary. Can you do that? Absolutely. But there's more for you. And there's more that you bring to the world. And this is why you are so good at fixing people. But rather than fix people, we want to empower people. You don't need to overcompensate anymore. We need to find your power and then use that to inspire others to follow the path.
Okay.
All right. I look forward to talking to you again, Bernetta, and thank your aunt, I believe you said, for recommending you to me. I appreciate it greatly. I hope this was a good experience for you. Bye for now.
What was the email address? I mean,
sarahspiritual.com. SARAH spiritual.com. Thanks so much, honey. Bye for now.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye-bye.
888-565-1470. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, well, we're going to go to Pompano, we're going to go to Riviera Beach, we're going to go to Fort Lauderdale. We're going all around the country. Here we go, loop-de-loo. Let's see where we end up next. Stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back.
I know you, have we met before? I've been
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Yes, indeed. I've been standing right here at WWNN, hoping you tune in to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and we are answering your questions right here live at 888-565-1470. And we are looking forward to talking to you and our friends on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you so much for following us on the page of Sarah Spiritual. Be sure to pop your questions in the feed. We'll be getting to you in just a moment. But for now, I've got to go back to the phone lines, and I've got Deborah. Deborah is in Riviera Beach. Deborah, how are you tonight?
All right.
Good.
Okay.
Good to connect with you. Is this your first time calling?
Yes, this is my first time calling on the phone with you.
Well, welcome. Have we met before? Have you been to my center?
Yes, I have.
Well, thank you for stopping by the Expedito Center. I greatly appreciate that in West Palm. What is your question for us tonight?
Well, I lost my husband lately, and I just been feeling lost, and I don't know, just a little out of my mind, and I don't know, I haven't been feeling good, no energy, just trying to, pull myself together, but I just don't know. I don't know. Yeah. I'm just kind of lost. I'll put it like that.
I understand. Actually, I had that word on my paper when I first wrote down when you connected with me, Deborah. So I'm feeling that disconnect here, and when I look at the energy around you, I also feel as if you're overwhelmed with things to do, like things that were handled differently. Suddenly you are having to do everything. Does that make sense to you, honey?
Yes.
Okay. And when I go into the energy, your husband passed just recently, yes, within the past, they give me the number three weeks, 3 months. What is that, please?
I think it's been 2 months.
2 months. Okay.
2 months.
2 months. Okay. So give me the number
Yes,
3
2
here.
months.
And when is his birthday?
October the 12th, 1936.
Okay. There we go. Yeah. It's a little soon for me to make a connection directly with him because he's still in the transition into the energy. But when I go into his energy when he was here on Earth, he was having problems in his chest, in his breath, in his breathing, please. Is that correct, Deborah?
Yes.
Yes, because I feel like this heaviness in the chest before he passed. Does that make
Yes,
sense to you?
yes.
Okay. Very much connected in teamwork, the two of you, yes?
Yes.
You two did a lot together, and even though he drove you crazy, sometimes I think you wanted to hit him on the head with the pot. It was just there was just a good rhythm between the two of you. This makes sense, yes?
Yes.
Yeah. And are you having problems with your foot or your leg, please? Because there's some discomfort in the physical body in you, please.
Yes.
Okay. Is it the hip is out or is it the knee? Because I'm feeling like an imbalance in the walk and the gait, please.
Yes.
Okay. Are you working on getting that looked at, please?
I haven't. I thought about it. I was trying to make an appointment to go to the doctor because I've been having problems too with my head.
Okay. And you're having headaches, please? Is that what you're having?
Yes.
Okay. So you want to also check your pressure. I'm not a doctor, can't diagnose, but there is some imbalance in the blood pressure already. Is that correct?
I think so because when I checked it one time, it was real high, but I couldn't understand. But it was the top that was real high, but the bottom, was all right.
Okay, but the top real high, I'm not a doctor, is not cool. On
Right.
the phone tomorrow, honey. You got it, because that could be part of the headaches there. So again, I cannot diagnose. I am not a doctor, but my spirit
Okay.
guides are taking me to the pressure, knowing that is off in the physical body.
Yes.
So, and you're under stress, and understandably so. But if you're also feeling like you're tired and you have no energy, also when
Yes.
the blood pressure is out of alignment, so tomorrow morning you have to call the doctor or go to one of those immediate care centers, one of those little walk-in clinics if you can't get into your doctor, just to check.
Okay.
They may be able to prescribe something in the meantime till you get to your doctor. Very important that number comes down. Very important, okay?
Okay.
So I also feel as if that in the passing of your husband, you didn't feel supported as well. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Okay, because I feel like you felt alone and almost like people didn't come to rally together to help you. And I'm sure a lot of it had to do with the circumstance of what's going on in the world right now.
Right, that's right.
And I also see there's a lot that you have to go through.
Yes.
And that we haven't even begun that as well.
Right.
And so there's a picture of the two of you, and I don't know if you were at an event or a wedding. You have one of those pictures up on the counter on the desk, please, or the dresser, please, a picture of the two of you?
Yes, yes.
And that is something where you pick up, because I'm made aware of you kind of pick it up and you kind of talk to the picture, or you kind of look at the picture. Yes, please, because those were simpler, better times, okay? And this is what I'm being made aware of from my guides as, I'm connecting into the energy. And so know that when you do that, the universe sends that energy of love up to your husband. And even though he's not quite communicating with us directly here today just yet because of transition, he does feel that. I also is there a son connected to the two of you, please? Because someone's talking to me about a son. Who's the son?
Yes, he's my godson, but I feel like he's my son.
Okay. And there's a strong connection between the two of you, but I also feel as if he's going through a shift and a change, please, and this is connected to the person who I'm connecting to is female energy, so I feel like mother passed, please. Your mom passed, Deborah?
No.
So there's a woman who passed on mom's side of the family connected to you. who's
Oh, my grandma. Oh, my auntie, my grandmother.
Okay.
Maybe my auntie.
Okay, and she's connected to this godson as well, please?
No.
Okay. So I have a woman who's on the other side in the position of what would be like your mother. So that means she's of the age around your mother. So she is connected to you. So this would be your aunt, I would imagine. Yes, please?
Okay.
And there was something you did for her before she passed, please? Because she's telling me something about tell her thank you.
Oh, wow.
You did something for her before she passed. Is that true?
It could be. It could be my mother's best friend. I always call her my godmother.
Okay.
And I tried to take care of her, you know, when she was sick and stuff.
Okay,
and
so this
did
woman
things
is
for her.
thanking me before she passed. You did something for her before she passed. Okay, you did for her before she passed. And
Okay.
interesting, we were talking about your godson, and now this is the woman you refer to as your godmother. So she's coming through, okay? So I
Okay.
want you to know that. Now, with regard to your godson, I just want to let you know that he's going through a shift and a change, and he needs a little support right now as well. So the two of you can help support each other. Sorry
Yes,
for your
yes.
loss. I do recommend that you do go to a doctor. A doctor will be of great assistance to you. And if you can't get in ASAP, and I mean
Okay.
ASAP, go to one of these
Okay.
little clinics and just get that handled.
Okay.
This way you can have a fulfilled, joyous life coming up, all right?
Okay.
All right, my dear. Thank you so
All right.
much for calling. God bless
Thank you.
Sorry for your loss. Bye for now.
All right. Thank
Bye.
you.
You're welcome.
All right. Bye-bye.
888-565-1470. And from Riviera Beach, we're going to go to JoJo, and she's in Pompano. JoJo, how you doing?
You. Good evening.
Good evening. Good to make a connection with you. Is this your first time calling us?
I called a few years ago, a couple of years ago, briefly, and that was it.
Okay, well, welcome back briefly. We are back. And so, JoJo, how are you doing tonight?
I'm fine. No complaints, you know.
Good.
I have my world is full of peace and love. So, but I just wanted to touch base and see what you see around me. I have nothing that's really specific. No complaints, but you know, maybe a little love in my life. You know, love life. But you know, that's one of the things. And I feel my parents around. So whatever you're picking up, that's good. I'd like to hear it.
Well, just bear with me as I make some connections here and see. So you asked a question about love partnership, love life. Yes, please.
Yes,
This
yes,
is something that we would really...
I'm very blessed with a lot of love in my life, a lot of friends, you know, but they're out of state right now, but, you know, we grew up together. There's always a loving family, had a very rich family life. Of course, many have passed away now, so...
JoJo,
but you
take
just
a...
have to
JoJo,
adjust, you know?
JoJo,
But
take a
no
breath.
complaints.
Take a
But
breath.
I just want to see if there's anything good coming
I
my
need you
way.
to take a breath. Hold on, I'm trying to tell you. Shush, relax, calm down. Okay. So let me tell you this. They talked to me about primary partnership love. This is something that you desire. Yes, this would be something that you would like to have. Is that correct?
At least, you know, to share your life with, you know?
Okay,
with
so
the
I
same
s-
values and structure and all that. Yeah.
I see that. So I see that energy around you, JoJo, and I see that energy as something that, as I look at this picture here, that is in 2022, I see you meeting someone. So I
time.
someday my prince will come, right? So your prince is coming. I also feel like there was a gathering. Did we have a family gathering, or I know there's not too many people to gather, but did you have a gathering or do something in this past week or so? And you were thinking about your parents, connecting with your parents, talking to your parents, please.
Well, I always feel them around me. There was no gathering.
Dinner or
no.
something. There's something connected to the two of you, or something you and your mom and dad would do, please.
Oh, gee.
They're showing me something connected to a meal or something. Did you have like their favorite meal recently or something? Something you guys always have together. This is what they're making me aware of on the other
I mean,
side.
I can't think of anything offhand, but I'll probably remember when I hang up the phone.
That's quite all right. So they're with you at a lot of things that are centered. Or did your family do a lot with food, please?
Yes, Italian, yes. My mother and father, we always entertained.
Okay, so
always family
everything's
around.
centered around food, JoJo, is how I see it.
Mhm.
So they kind of bring this, everyone around the table, this is what they make me feel. And your father's a character, is the word they give me. Yes, please?
He was a serious man, very deep. The character, I don't know. Maybe when he was younger.
Okay. The word they give me is character, so I'm going to leave that with you because they give me words for specific reasons. Okay. And I also feel as if when I look at the energy, I feel like your mom was very influential, instrumental in the upbringing of the family. Is this also true, please?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And who is that? So your
She was
mom
more emotional. My dad was more of the serious, quiet type. They were both influential in their own ways, but she was more, outspoken and emotion, showed it more,
Okay.
Yeah.
So your dad was a
family
man
very important to her.
Your father was a man of character. Yes, he was a man
character,
of
yes,
character.
that's
okay,
it.
that's
You
the
got
word.
it.
He's a man of character.
That's
He
what they
wasn't
mean.
a character. He was a man of character. So,
Yes.
so I see this energy around them, and I'm also made aware of a woman who stands connected with your mom. So grandmother has passed. Yes, please, as well. Grandma's been gone for a while.
Oh,
please.
yes, many
moons
ago.
ago. Yes, and then I also have here. Who is that? Your mom had a sister who passed, please, because there's a woman who stands next to her in the energy of a sister energy. Please.
Oh, okay, that's an aunt who was like a sister to her, because her one sister is still alive. But yes, my aunt passed away a year or two ago.
Yes, and
they
she's
were
standing
like
there.
sisters.
Mm-hmm. She's standing
So
right
that
there
must be
next
her.
to mom, all right? So you have a full house, as they say, up there in the spirit world.
All right,
and it's
that's
not,
good. That's good.
It's not meant for you to
trying to
stay.
think what else?
It's not meant for you to stay and be alone. So open up your heart and open up the space, Jojo, so that you can invite love into your life, so that you can have that experience. Love will come.
I'm trying. I feel like I'm putting the energy out there, but
And when
I'll have to try harder.
when I go to the energy, Jojo, of 2010, that makes me feel like that was a difficult time for you, a time of change and some difficulties. It was a time of shift, change, and difficulties in 2010.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you are finally coming out of what seems to be like a very extra long cycle. So whatever was shifting and changing personally for you in 2010, we have finally closed that out. And when I move you into the energy of 2022, you're like, phew, looks like we made it. You're like, oh my goodness. So there's that energy there for
Thanks.
you.
See, everything is getting better, you know.
Yes, absolutely. Well, Jojo, thank you so much for remembering me and following up with the show. We greatly appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
You too. Bye for now. Bye. 888-565-1470. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we've got to go to Milwaukee. We got Anna back, so that's good news. We're going to Connecticut. We're going to Fort Lauderdale. We're going everywhere. So journey with me in spirit on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. We will be right back.
I know you, have we met before? I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Yes, indeed. We are back here live on WWNN 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. We are answering your questions on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah at 888-565-1470. And we're answering questions for our friends on Facebook. I'm going to go to Facebook, and then I'm going to go to Milwaukee. We started a conversation with Anna, and then we lost her. So now I'm glad we've got Anna back, and I was on a roll, too. So I just hope I can tune back into that whole thing. But Spirit, get cracking on that stuff, because we're going to need some info for Anna in Milwaukee. But right now we've got to go to Vionid. She's like, if Spirit has any messages for me, I feel like I'm stagnant and the stage of my life is difficult, she says. And as she's looking at this energy, she says she feels like it's never going to end. So this is Vionid, and Vionid is saying that she wants to know, when is this going to be over? And I don't know if we put Anna on the phone, but I'm not ready for Anna on the phone. So we want to just put Anna back on hold, because suddenly I'm in Anna's kitchen with Anna, and I'm like, what the heck's going on here? So Vionid, what Spirit wants you to know is that we've got this magnificent energy around you that will bring you these shifts and changes that you want. And it is the longest stagnant stage in your life. And I understand that it feels like it's been about 15 years. That's what my spirit guides tell me, Vionid. But Vionid, let me tell you that in the shift and change, I really feel that the changes that are coming are something that really gets cracking at the end of this year. You are embarking upon making some new connections, and I do feel love is coming. I know you've been waiting, but it's time to open up your heart and just be in the energy of acceptance and trust the universe will bring you all that you desire. You've made some changes in your life, and now these changes are going to yield you results that are going to bring you the joy and the happiness that you want. I know it's a long run and a dry one at that, but don't you worry, it's going to shift and change. We're going to take another one from Facebook and YouTube before we go to Milwaukee. So we've got Lisa Camp. Will I find love again? So, my darling Lisa Camp, yes, there is love that comes. There is love energy for you, and the powerful energy that I see for you is a time of, this is your journey of your soul and getting to know yourself and really being in the energy of who you've come to be. Understanding your mission, your purpose, really a great self-expression year. I mean, really kind of stepping the game up. And as you step the game up, even though I know that you're surrounded by really powerful, positive people, the person who takes your heart is the person who will value you in a very high regard and be in this energy of fun and joy and happiness, and someone who's going to come to you in a whole vibration, and you won't feel as if there's a missing piece and something's not quite right in the relationship. So love will come for you, my dear, and it's interestingly enough, this birth year of June for you opened up this real powerful energy of love in partnerships. So I wouldn't be surprised if love will find its way to you before February of 2022. Keep me posted, Lisa Camp. God bless you. Bye for now. We're going to go back to the phone lines. Now I've got to go to Milwaukee. I've got Anna on the phone line, and Anna and I were having a conversation about I don't know, 5 calls ago. And we were talking, and I'm like, refresh my memory here, Anna. What was the question?
I've had a lot going on, and I'm trying to make a new start.
Right.
Just
Make something
need some
out of
guidance
nothing.
where I'm going.
Mm-hmm. And we're trying to rebuild ourselves financially and emotionally, yes?
Yes.
And there was a division between you and someone. Is that also true?
Yes.
Okay. And so here we are with everything on your shoulders. This is also true, yes? Everything. Yes. Okay. And I also see here in this energy that this year is all about getting yourself back in harmony, unity, and balance within yourself. You were problem solving for everybody else, and then when everything fell on you, nobody helped you. This is true?
Yeah.
Okay. Unsupported is how I see it here. But when I open up the energy, I feel as if, and I have to go back for you just a little bit, I feel as if some of they tell me, they're using the word warning signs, of things not being solid around you really were popping up in 2019, but you really didn't pay attention. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So 2019 was a marker in time, and so things got a little bit out of control, and now we are where we are, correct?
Yeah.
You're looking for new work, please?
Yes.
Okay. I see a job coming to you. I know it's a bit of a juggling act. You've got your hands full in the household as well, yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But I feel as if work is going to come for you. What is the specific question that you can ask so I can just kind of give you like a little bit more specific to help you navigate what's before you? Because I know the next 3 months are going to feel out of balance as you're trying to regain your balance and your rhythm financially and emotionally. So what is the question?
Honestly, I don't know what to ask. Just I want to say, where do I go? Which way do I go? But that's up to me. So,
well,
I don't know. I don't know.
Financially, we are in a bit of a pickle, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So first we need to secure what we need to secure around us to sustain ourselves, correct?
Yes.
Okay. That's first and foremost. That, sometimes when we're in confusion, as you said in your first conversation before we lost you in the call, God is not the author of confusion. Therefore, Anna, what we want to do is we want to kind of put ourselves in a logical state of what can I handle and fix now? What is in my power to shift and change? We cannot shift and change other people, but we can change how we interpret and experience our circumstances and what we choose to navigate in a different direction. So we are going to navigate you to get some work. I also feel like there might be a potential move. Are you thinking of moving, Anna?
Yes.
Okay.
I just thought of that today.
Okay. So there's moving, there's finances, there's work. So we want to get these things in order, step by step. What can I do first that takes me to a next logical step that will put me on a more strong foundation so that I can then kind of sit back and then go, phew, what the heck happened? And how can I put myself back together? Okay?
Yeah.
Because it feels like you got blindsided, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. I also, Anna, there's a woman connected to you. She's in spirit. This woman makes me feel as if, and I have to kind of tune into her energy. Anna, your father's mother passed, please? Your grandma?
My father's mother. I don't know. I don't know who that is.
You don't know your grandmother on your dad's side?
No.
Okay. There's a woman who's in the position of a grandmother who passed. Did one of your grandmothers pass?
Yes.
Okay.
A great-grandmother?
And whose side is that on? That's on mom's side of the family?
That's my adoptive father's mother, yes.
Okay, adoptive father's mother. Thank you. Okay, because I put it on dad's side of the family. That's why so that's the great-grandmother here. And she was a energy of caring and some type of love energy. Yes, please, for you all?
Oh, when I saw her, yes.
Okay. She is around you like she's being a guardian to you. There was a kindness and a bond between the two of you, even though you didn't see her often, please?
Yeah, I would say yes.
Okay. She passed. When she passed, it was elongated, so she suffered for a few months, please, before she passed. Yes, are you aware of her story? Yes.
She was sick, yes.
Yes, and it was elongated. It just kept dragging on, and then eventually she let go and she crossed over, okay? She felt like she didn't want to leave the family. She felt like there was more she had to do for people. So she held on. She just needed to know everyone would be okay. And your stepfather did the best he could with who he was. This makes sense to you, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is why she felt like she had to keep a watchful eye. Know that you have assistance from the other side. Great-grandmother it is. She steps forward, Anna, and she is with you. This will work itself out, Anna. Write on a piece of paper a list of the things that you have to look at first and handle first so you don't become distracted and overwhelmed, because you're coming from a place of confusion and overwhelmment. This will work itself out. You feel alone. The universe has your back. So stop counting on people. Tune into your guides and your angels. Great-grandma's with you, and you're going to be fine. I hope I've been of service to you today, Anna.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
888-565-1470. We're going back to the phone lines, and I've got to go to Yahira, and she's in Connecticut. Yahira, how are you tonight?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Good to connect with you. What's your question for us tonight?
Well, I feel a lot of blockage in like money and love, and I just want to know what advice Spirit has for me.
Okay.
I feel like I have like no direction in life right now.
So the interesting energy here is it's kind of strange, but this is supposed to be the year for you to find yourself, and you have been walking in circles. But this is a year where finding yourself was important. I just feel as if every door you opened made you feel, here's the word they give me, apathetic. You can't get excited or happy about anything. Like you've tried some things, you've talked to different people, you've looked into possibilities, but nothing, you kind of went, and didn't follow through. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Are we going to a counselor?
No.
It is something that I would suggest for you to do, and I'm going to explain to you why. I feel as if there are three things happening to you. One is the energy of the planet. You're very highly spiritual and sensitive. You're picking up on a lot of people's energy. Number one, we want to learn how to process their thoughts and emotions and not take them on as yours. The other thing that they're showing me is that when I look at this energy, they make me feel as if 2018 into 2019, Yahira, was a difficult time for you. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. You're still in some way recouping from that. Does that also make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. And I just don't feel that you've really felt right since then. But now it's beginning to wear on you. And the other reason why I feel like you might benefit by talking to someone, there's some grief. There's grief that you need to let up. You are feeling like a shell of yourself, and you're not in this energy of experiencing life. You're like watching yourself from the outside, if that makes sense to you.
Yes.
Okay. And you want to have primary partnership, love, connection, friends. These are all things that you want to have, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And we are looking for the partnership of love, yes?
Yes.
We are also looking to make a job change and shift, yes?
Possibly.
Something leading to a business or something that you can do for yourself, yes? This is thought and consideration. This is the direction I see you going. Won't say you'll leave your job immediately, but I do feel that there's a thought of an idea of a business that you can do for you. I also feel as if we have an issue with allowing people to come close to us, because I feel like we have an issue with trust from past experience. Is that also true?
Yes.
Okay. So first we need to learn to trust ourselves. Yahira, I would also suggest, if you follow this advice, I would suggest you go to my website and go to the soul integration session, and let's keep working on this little girl inside of you who is attracting people who are emotionally unavailable, not supporting you, and just when you think you know them, they flip the switch and you're like, wait a minute, I feel like I'm living in an alternate reality. This has happened not
Right.
just with love, but it's also happened with people around you in friendships and things. This is also true, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
So when I turn the page, and I am turning the page to 2022, there is a new beginning. There is a fresh start. There is a thought of, I think I want to move. I think I need to change something in my family circle here so that I can feel better. Once you make that choice as to where you move to, everything opens up to you.
Okay.
So we think of moving from our house. Was that also part of the mix?
Yes, I'm thinking of moving to Florida, actually.
Okay.
My family is there.
Okay. Once we make that shift, once we make that decision, everything changes.
Okay.
But let's work together. Go to my website, Sarah Spiritual. Let's go talk to your little girl. It's called Soul Integration. It's on special. And we will integrate the orphans inside, and we will begin to put the pieces together. And we'll
Okay.
use that experience. And then after that, if we decide that you feel like you need to continue to talk to someone, it most certainly would help. There's a bit of situational feeling of feeling depressed. So want to
Yeah.
see if we can help pull you out of that.
Okay. Thank
All
you.
right, my dear. Thank you, Yahira, for waiting for us for the call. We greatly appreciate it. Bye for now. I look forward to talking to you in the future.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye. 888-565-1470. We certainly welcome your phone calls every Wednesday night from 6 to 8 p.m. and your Facebook comments and questions, as well as your YouTube questions and comments. We surely hope that you continue to follow the show every Wednesday and take advantage of some of our classes because they're geared to help you navigate life and make the changes that you want in your life and be aligned with your spirit and your guides. And if you're looking for some more personal guidance, maybe your call didn't get through tonight. Maybe there's something a little too personal you don't want to talk about on radio. I understand that. We have a general reading that's available on sarahspiritual.com that could help you navigate life. We'll get to spend 30 minutes of quality time, just you and I. Or perhaps, like you hear in Connecticut, you're feeling like some of your past is blocking you and stopping you from moving forward to be the best version of yourself. Maybe some of the old wounds are kind of repeating themselves in your adult life. Let's trip back into the past and rescue your orphans who are trapped there and assist you in creating a life that brings you joy and love. It's been a crazy 2021, and 2020 was a little more crazy. But as we begin to put ourselves in a path of creating our own experience, remember that you are always protected. Your angels and your guides are with us, and that the light always wins. God is in charge. Thank you, everyone, for following Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. We look forward to connecting with you again. Good night. God bless you. And I am Sarah Spiritual.
And there's a light that brightens up my day. There's a light.
This has been Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. You can hear and speak with Sarah Spiritual every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. Each week, Sarah Spiritual and Spirit answers your most important questions as you navigate through life. Listen and call in next week and let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit guide you. If you didn't have a chance to speak with Sarah Spiritual tonight, visit Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can message Sarah Spiritual at Facebook and follow her on Instagram. Tune in every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. with more from Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsor